This program was made possible by the National Wheelchair Foundation, with extremely generous contributions from dents like you. So a couple of things before you watch this video. I just bought this brand new mic gimmick. It's super fancy and high end, and I had it turned up way too loud, so the audio is peaking. I'm aware of it. I'll get my shit together and fix it. Also, I forgot to mention my film is coming out soon. Keep an eye out for it. I'll tell you more when I can. Yeah, back to the bullshit, back to the task at hand. Bonjour, fellow detractors. Welcome to the internet. I'm your host, Detractor Media. So I came across the TvTropes article that talks about Dark Side Phil, and just wanted to go over it with you guys because it's pretty funny. So here we go. Philip Burnell, better known as Dark Side Phil or DSP, is a YouTube gaming streamer who has been a prominent figure in the world of gaming since the early 2000s. An accomplished Street Fighter player. No, he's not. Immediately, it's wrong. An accomplished Street Fighter player. How was he accomplished? He placed like what, 4th place in Evo in 2005. That's the. Oh, have you seen him play Street Fighter in the last like 5 years? He's terrible. He loses constantly. Anyways, Phil gained initial notoriety by finishing 4th, first among non-Japanese players in Evo 2005. Okay. Phil also became something of a heel in the fighting game community by acting abrasively and talking trash, eventually getting most of the other big names in the community to despise him. I don't know about a heel. He didn't really turn heel. He's just an asshole. Like, turning heel implies there's some kind of gimmick to it. That's not a gimmick. He genuinely is an asshole. Like, there's no gimmick to it. It's not a shoot. It's not a shoot. It's definitely not a shoot. It's not a rib. He's an asshole, you know? Around 2008, Phil started posting videos for full video game playthroughs on his YouTube channel, Dark Side Phil. He was forced to upload in 10-minute increments due to YouTube's limits, leading to playthroughs with hundreds of parts. The videos were unedited, blurry uploads from a video camera that he had pointed at the TV screen while he provided commentary through a low-quality microphone. Damn, throwing shade. But such content was something new to the internet at the time, leading some to consider Phil the originator of the Let's Play format. He wasn't, and he became very well known as an internet content creator. The originator of the Let's Play format. He wasn't. There's plenty of people playing, doing playthroughs, Let's Play, before it was called Let's Play. So yeah, he definitely wasn't the originator, but he'll tell you he was. He'll tell you that he was the originator of, of Let's Play content. He'll also tell you that Review Bra stole their idea from DSP TvTropes, which he didn't. He probably has no idea. You're not even on his radar, Phil. Like, I don't watch Review Bra or whatever. I don't watch that guy. He's a clown. Your content is kind of shit. Like, I don't want to watch you eat food. If I was going to do that, I would pay Phil to do these feasting with the pigs gimmick that he does, when he tricks his dents into paying him large sums of money so he can eat Taco Bell on stream and go, yeah, it tastes like shit. I would just do that. So anyways, so I'm definitely by no means a Review Bra stan or whatever. Anyways, after getting laid off from his office job in 2011, Phil turned his hobby into a job. Questionable. Which proved lucrative at first. I thought that said ludicrous, is why I laughed. Which proved lucrative at first, and at various points even resulted in contracts with Machinima and Dailymotion to host his content. Now, I don't know what Dailymotion is. I've heard of it. I know there's an option to stream, or I think it's closed down now. Excuse me again. I think Dailymotion has since closed down, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he did have a contract with Machinima, and he fucked it up by being an asshole, by being a heel, as they say. Again, he wasn't a heel, he's just an asshole. There's no gimmick to it. However, for assorted reasons, that usually involved his own erratic behavior and off-color commentary. His arrangements had a tendency to end poorly. Furthermore, His treatment of his best friends and gaming partners during this time, particularly regarding a failed project called Project 7, resulted in him losing his friends, leaving him truly alone in the world of content creation. So, if you're new to the Snortex, you probably don't know about John Rambo, and that whole debacle where Rambo was driving hours to come to Phil's apartment to shoot these really milquetoast videos where they did skits and stuff, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't remotely funny. It was really cringy, but yeah, they'd set up shop in Phil's apartment, his condo as he calls it, and they had to clear the room to make plenty of room for John's nose. But they would shoot these little gimmicks in his room, and yeah, they weren't funny. So if you're new to the Snortex, just move past it. It's not worth going back and looking at this stuff. It's awful. If you're new to the Snortex, get out while you can. Just take some advice from your friendly neighborhood janitor here. Let's get the fuck out of here while you can. The Snortex runs deep. You know what I mean? Around this same time, his actual playthroughs became the subject of mockery when a video series, oh hell, called This Is How You Don't Play, I Knew It, was started. A montage of clips edited together from Phil's playthroughs showcasing his poor gaming skills and lack of common sense. God damn. Man, this article is really pulling out all the stops, just shitting on Phil in it. The series became extremely popular, arguably eclipsing the popularity of the actual playthroughs themselves. Yeah, so if you look up DSP, you'll definitely find a lot of This Is How You Don't Play content. Oh, my voice cracked. You'll find a lot of This Is How You Don't Play content, and it gets thousands and thousands of views, while Phil's actual videos get a few hundred, which is pretty sad considering he has 215,000 or something subscribers. So analytically, it doesn't even make sense. Like it doesn't pass the sniff test. The math ain't mathin'. You get like 500 views, maybe 1,000. You might break 1,000 every couple of videos, but on average, you get like a couple hundred, with 215 roughly, give or take, 1,000 subscribers. Like that's 0.00002% of your audience. It's really sad. Which is why you beg for money. So welcome to the Snortex if you're new to this. Seriously, get out while you still can if you're new to the Snortex. Please get out as quickly as you can. In the mid-2010s, Phil decided to switch over to streaming video game playthroughs instead of just uploading videos after a playing session, going back and forth between streaming on Twitch and YouTube. He also moved from Connecticut to Washington State, racking up massive moving expenses in the process, all while his income was dwindling due to declining views and massive changes in the AdSense program. I still don't understand why he moved from Connecticut to Washington State, to Renton. Like, for the life of me, I still don't understand why he did that. What is in Renton, Washington that's not in Connecticut? I don't. That still is perplexing. I don't understand. Stupid move for a stupid person, basically a clown. Eventually, his financial situation deteriorated to the point where he was forced to declare bankruptcy. Jesus Christ, here we go, and began aggressively asking his viewers to donate money to him so he could make payments on his bills. Jesus Christ, aggressive. The aggressively part that just took me out. Began aggressively asking his viewers to donate money. Jesus Christ. This spawned a community commonly referred to as the detractors. The detractors. People who dislike Phil and attempt to hold him accountable for his behavior. Phil's reputation as an e-beggar has continued to grow leading into the early and mid-2020s. Virtually all of his gaming streams involve some form of aggressive requesting of donations from his viewers, and during the immediate aftermath of his bankruptcy, Phil would run frequent fundraisers scams with high monetary goals so he could make his mortgage payment or tax payment. God, greasy. Many questioned if the money he was raising was actually going towards the bills he claimed they were being raised for. and if he had truly exhausted all other options to make ends meet. Some theorize he was addicted to spending money on mobile games, and his demand for donations was to enable such spending. Even after the worst of his destitute financial situation passed, he continued to press his fans for donations. Still does to this day. He still begs to this day. If he's streaming right now, you can probably turn it on and he's streaming, or he's begging, or he's yelling at the dents to get in line, or he's sucking off that Kino guy, whatever his name is. In recent years, Phil has attempted to rebrand himself and reform his image into something more positive, with mixed results that have largely led back to where he started. With mixed results, mixed results, I would definitely say probably more negative, considering at this point, anybody that knows Phil, anybody that's even got their foot in the Snortex, doesn't like him. Odds are, if you know who DSP is, you know him as the guy that jerked off on stream that made first burst. You don't know him because his content is great, or he's a great guy, or you love him so much you want to marry him. You probably think of him as a dickbag. And he is. He's a dickbag. And that's just the way it is. His current channel, DSP Gaming, has become very stagnant in terms of growth despite consistent uploads and streams, with his reputation making it almost impossible for him to gain new fans, and much of his viewership coming from his critics. Yeah, most of his watchers are hate watchers. That is very true. Despite this, Phil remains one of the most active gaming streamers on the internet, and his library of playthroughs is among the most... You had to put robust in there, didn't you? You knew. Like, come on. Come on, man. You put robust in there for a reason. And his library of playthroughs is among the most robust of any gamer. Currently streams 6 days a week, approximately 8 hours a day, broken into a longer daytime stream and a shorter evening stream. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Fucking detractors. Darkside Phil provides examples of, oh God. The alcoholic has admitted to being one of those during his years as a professional fighting game player and his early years as a Let's Player on YouTube. Yeah, he's still an alcoholic. That hasn't changed. He still drinks gin and actively talks about Blue Well, I think is his preferred gin. But yeah, he's very open about that. And your reward is clothes. Oh God. For several years, used a tier-based goal system on his streams. When certain donation tiers were reached, Phil would put on items like a pair of special glasses that block blue light from screens, funny hats, and vests. Yeah, they what were the glasses called? I had it in my head when I went to say it. I forgot it. Gunner glasses. He puts on those stupid goddamn gunner glasses and vest. Why do people pay you, Phil, to put on vests? Why do people pay you to put on clothes, and then if you actually do it, which sometimes he didn't do it, if you do actually put on the clothes, you proceed to just bitch about the clothes for the remainder of the stream until you just take them off. It's hot in here, I've got to focus on Street Fighter, but I'm sweating profusely. Well, maybe if you weren't such a fat bitch, you wouldn't fucking sweat. Turn the AC on, you fucking caveman. Like, you put this stuff on and then you just cry about it. It defeats the purpose. And then half the time, he'll be like, I'm not putting that shit on. There's no way. It's too hot in here. Well, then don't do the fucking vest goal. Like, Jesus Christ. Annoying laugh. Oh, God. Annoying. Count how many times I've said, oh, God, so far. Probably about 15. Annoying laugh. His critics depict his laugh as sounding like ack. I hope I did the right amount of acts there. Phil insisted his laugh doesn't sound anything like that. It does. Arch enemy. many over the years. Oh man. Jaha, Mike Watson, and Justin Wong were some of his primary rivals from his days as a pro Street Fighter player. Although the actual level of vitriol they had for him is up for debate. Now, I know of Jaha. I'm not really sure who that is. Mike Watson might be related. And Justin Wong. Yeah, I know Justin had beef with him, like big beef. But these other guys, it might have been a gimmick. They might have just moved past it. But I know him and Justin have had they had some heat between, if we're using wrestling terms, they had some heat, some real genuine heat between the two of them for a long time, and probably still do. Almighty Tevin, oh man, a former fan turned critic and prolific restreamer from the early parts of Phil's streaming career. Phil went as far as suggesting that Tevin should be in jail for restreaming his playthroughs. Let's just read that again. Let's take a second and just read that again. Phil went as far as suggesting that Tevin should be in jail for restreaming his playthroughs. If that doesn't sum up DSP in one goddamn sentence, I just, fuck me dead, I don't know what does. If that doesn't, sure as God's got sandals, that sums him up in one sentence. And he said that recently about his detractors. He said that he wishes, if we were Thanos snapped out of existence, the world would probably be a better place, or something along those lines. So he's said that numerous times and continues to use that that gimmick all the time. Anyways, studying Craig, oh man, who conducted, look at this. I love how everything else is one sentence. Studying Craig is a whole goddamn paragraph. Stuttering Craig, who conducted a 5-hour interview of Phil in 2023 as part of Reviving the Side Scrollers podcast. Excuse me. Phil had planned to have himself interviewed by an internet personality for years to tell his side of the story and to counter his critics and the narratives they pushed about him. Craig and his co-hosts were unimpressed with Phil's answers to their questions, and the next day did another stream dedicated to mocking and lambasting Phil for what they viewed as obvious lies and poor justifications for his actions. Oh man. Phil was very upset on seeing someone who he believed would be neutral in the matter essentially ally himself with his critics immediately, and plans for him to be a part of Side Scrollers going forward were canceled. Yeah, that shit was definitely dead after that. And then they did the other stream. Okay, they don't mention this. They did another stream recently. Maybe that's what they were referring to, but they forgot to mention that at the very end, Phil said, "Yeah, we're all good. We squashed the beef. Let's move forward." And then right before he hung up on Stuttering Craig, he said, "Go fuck yourself," and hung up on him like a fucking coward, like such a nutless little pussy boy. He said, "Go fuck yourself," and then hung up on Craig. And then Craig proceeded to do a live stream immediately after, where he raised like $1,000, over $1,000 in like an hour, just to shit on Phil. He streamed immediately after that interview and made a fuck ton of money, where Phil was on his stream begging for $150, consistently begging. But yeah, right before he hung up, he said, "Go fuck yourself," and hung up the call, and then had this fucking smug look on his face. I would pay money to beat the brakes off of DSP. Swear to fuck, I'd pay money. I'd pay good money to take him on Jerry Springer and beat his ass legally. Swear to God. A year and a half later, Phil had Craig. Oh, this might be okay. A year and a half later, Phil had Craig on his podcast in an attempt to squash the conflict and bad blood, but Craig refused to apologize for what he viewed as the justified criticism of how Phil presented himself in the interview. Also pointing out that Phil had already admitted to lying during the interview about his WWE Champions account. Yeah, that if you haven't watched that interview, Stuttering Craig and DSP, the one where he hangs up on him and says, "Go fuck yourself," go watch it. It's I'm sure Snort Hogan or Snort Burnell, somebody has, Duty probably has it like cut up, like the actual interview. Or Bad Moments probably has like a synopsis of it if you don't want to watch the whole thing. The interview is like an hour long or something. So I'm sure Bad Moments probably has a synopsis of that whole encounter. But I would definitely recommend you watch it because it's just entertaining. It's really entertaining to watch Phil squirm the whole time. You can tell he's just really uncomfortable. Fantastic. Dualon Sparrow. Oh, okay. Is that his real name? What a weird name. Dualon Sparrow, aka Low Tier Guy. All right, Bozo. Both have sizable communities of critics that can and will hold them accountable for anything they say and do, and both have a history of questionable conduct online. A running joke between both communities is to talk about them as if they are race-swapped versions of each other. with Phil. Oh man. A running joke between both communities is to talk about them as if they are race swap versions of each other, with Phil being called White LTG and Dualon being called Black DSP. Oh my god, it's fantastic. I love this. If I could marry this article, I would. In addition, LTG had made direct responses to Phil, demanding to be paid thousands of dollars to appear on his streams, which would then incense Phil to attempt to mock him in return. Yeah, LTG said, if you want to have me on your podcast, your Snortcast, whatever it's called, you have to pay me, what did he say, 3 bands or something? I think he said 5 bands. And he kept going up with it. Like $3,000 to be on your podcast. First of all, no one knows who you are. No one's going to pay that money. But Phil came back with a rebuttal and said, I'm not paying you that money. Who do you think you are? And oddly enough, in this one instance, I agree with Phil. Like, LTG wanted to charge like 3 bands, 5 bands to come on his show. Like, are you stupid? No one's going to pay that, which I think was the purpose or the point. But still, it just made you look really pretentious. And if you know Low Tier God, bro is pretentious. It is as pretentious gets. Him and DSP both, they literally are the white version and black version of one another. Wild. But just to see that in text just killed me. That's the goddamn bad liar. Oh god. Many of the things he says are easily oh man. Bad liar. Many of the things he says are easily refuted by people who have a basic grasp. So a tenuous grasp of whatever he's talking about at the time. Damn, this article is really pulling out all the punches. By people who have a basic grasp of whatever he's talking about at the time, be it video games, mechanics, finances, intellectual property law. When does he talk about intellectual property law? Or anything else that he tries to spin in a way to make himself look better. See the consummate liar entry below for the alternate take. So there's another thing about him lying. Bavarian fire drill. The fuck does that mean? During Phil's bankruptcy hearing in 2020, a detractor called in pretending to be one of Phil's creditors, a representative at Bank of America, and attempted to draw attention to the fact that Phil's filing claimed he had over $5,000 in business expenses a month and practically zero profit. Sounds about right. Given that Phil's business is a one-person enterprise where he streams video games from a room in his house, this is highly dubious, and many suspect that he was claiming his WWE champion spending as a business expense. At the time, Phil didn't stream WWE Champions and claimed to not even be playing it. He was. We found out for certain later on he openly admitted that he was down from the rafters and now plays stupid and won't fully admit to it. Said he sold the account, but he has no proof that he sold the account. Had this conversation with Fat Andy or whatever his name is from Dent Casino, and they had this little gimmick where they were talking about it, and Phil was still saying, I sold the account. Andy was saying like, no dude, just admit that you still have the account. And he just would not admit it. But we know now that he played WWE Champions. We know that Down from the Rafters is his account, and he does still have it, but he's not going to admit to it. So that's a whole nother just thing that in the snort text, a big part of it. Berserk button. Oh man. There are countless detractor references one can make in Phil's chat that will earn an immediate ban. Oh man. For many years, Phil did everything he could to purge his streams of all drama concerning himself. Now he fully engages with the drama because that's the only way he gets any views or any clout anymore. Concerning himself, his critics, and other internet content creators, dealing with so much as the mention of any of these things with timeouts and bans, has been more open to such drama content in recent years. Yeah, in recent years, he did the Kino Casino arc and embraced the drama, was all about it. Now he says on a regular basis, I'm not about drama, guys. Why did I just say Adolf Hitler? Oh my God. It must be the hat. No, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's next. Great. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, he says all the time that he has nothing to do with drama. He's not a drama creator. And then like a couple days later, he'll go on King of Casino and talk about drama. Like, you're an idiot, man. During a Fallout New Vegas stream, on hitting a donation goal, put on a hat he had just gotten that roughly resembled M. Bison's hat. Of course, this meant that it also resembled the hat best known for being worn by Adolf Hitler, which the chat started immediately pointing out and making jokes about. Phil quickly lost patience with people saying this and warned that anyone who continued to point it out would be permanently banned. Phil, banned, gone, forever, because I don't put up with your fucking bullshit. I love how they had to add that. I love how they had to add that quote. There's no quotations though, so you don't know, you know. But I love the fact that they just had to throw that in there. That's fantastic. While playing the Street Fighter 6 beta shortly after release and getting beaten badly, his stream reached 100 likes. At the time, he was doing a celebratory bubble blow on reaching 100 likes. So okay, so this is like 2016. I remember the bubble blow gimmick because that was before I joined this Nortex. But after I found out who DSP was, I went back and watched some of the older streams. And yeah, okay, so a couple chatters started asking for him to blow bubbles. Already heated from struggling in the game, Phil erupted on his viewers, demanding they stop talking about bubbles while he's trying to learn how to play a new game, ranting about it for several minutes afterwards. Months later, he did admit he overreacted. Do you think, Phil? Do you think you overreacted, bud? Phil, shut the fuck up about the fucking bubbles before I take away the bubbles forever. I love these quotes. That's great. That's such a great like pin to put in the you know, the bottom of the sentence. During one stream, started discussing the plot of Like a Dragon. Oh man, Infinite Wealth, comparing the experiences of the main characters to his own in his streaming career. Due to superficial similarities and how both he and the characters were judged for video clips of them that were taken out of context. I remember this one. I definitely remember this. One chatter, a DSP fan, a donator, made fun of him for doing the "he's just like me for real" meme without realizing it, prompting Phil to immediately ban him straight to ban world. That motherfucker went straight to hell and go on a 15-minute unhinged angry rant, which he proceeded to edit out of the stream's recording later. I did not know he edited that out. I didn't know that. That's awesome. It's still on the internet, Phil. It's still all over the internet. You know your detractors are watching, or we're waiting for moments like that. You know the detractors were waiting for moments like that where you just crash out completely and just go nuts. You know we're waiting for that shit. So anyway, that's just a 28-minute video. Jesus Christ. All right, yeah, this is way too long, so I might cut this up and do the second part of it. But anyways, yeah, I just give me your mailing address. I want to mail you a spoon so you can eat shit out of my fucking ass. I love the quotations at the end of the sentence. Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't even see that. But yeah, I might do a second part to this. I just found this earlier. I was looking for something. Also, so in this video, where the fuck you at there, bud? Hold on. There you are. All right. In this video, this bozo says, Seahawks, Brandon Nelson says, "Hello, Phil. I'm not a fan of yours, but I've spent the last month or so putting together a Dark Side Phil TvTropes page, and now it's live. Thought you might want to know." If anybody can find that for me, I know only like 5 of you are actually going to watch this because I don't really have very much of a following, but if any of you know what he's referring to, please let me know. Please link me to this Dark Side Phil TvTropes page because I searched for it and I couldn't find anything about it. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what he's referring to. So yeah, let me know if you know what he's talking about, because I've searched through YouTube and I can't find anything specifically about DSP and a TvTropes thing. But yeah, Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming. I've been your host, Detractor Media. And yeah, be good to be good at it, man. I'll probably do a second part to this and release it. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. It's just a fun time, and we're just here for fun. So don't, it's all good. If you don't like something, just pay me money and we'll change it. I'll play a different game if the crowd's not feeling it. No, we're here for fun, man. Let me know if y'all like that kind of stuff, if y'all enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Be good or be good at it. Pray for New Orleans, man. It's shit's wild. Shit's wild out here. Yeah. So pray for New Orleans. Love y'all. Peace.